Now that we've installed Glade in the previous video, we can launch it, right? Glade. So this is going to be ours, ArcoLinux application based on Glade. And for now, it's still very much code. So Glade, let's have a look at the options up here. You can open up some stuff. There's new stuff, Ctrl Z and Ctrl Y. User interface designer. So we're going to design and not code at the moment. Developer reference and some preferences, user manual and about Glade. So maybe the preferences, create backups, automatically save projects after 5 seconds. So, okay, cool. Then we say, let's do something. And one of the tips is that you should drag this thing out, and you always should be keeping an eye on the left bar. This is going to be your structure, your hierarchy inside these widgets. This is the playing field. Here we're gonna design, and this will be your tabs to check out. My understanding is, for now, right after 3 days of playing around with it, is that, and watching those 60 videos that I've shared on the website there on ArcoLinuxISO.com, is that we kind of can think from left to right. Choose one, choose a container, choose a control, choose some displays, and you have an app or a window or a dialog or an about dialog, etc. So these are the big guys. What would you like to design? And in our case, we're going to take a GTK window. I think 80% of the cases will start with a window. We drag it a little bit bigger because, hey, that's a bit small. Okay. And later on, I'm going to call this the horizontal window, because this would be, in my eyes, a vertical window, and this would be horizontal window. And why I'm saying it is because we are designing, but behind it should be something Python or C++ or anything Perl or something that says, if the user clicks on the button, then you do this and this and that. So the idea will become important, ID, but not today and not in these videos when we are designing. We're just looking around in these videos. So we've got ourselves a playing field, a plane where we put everything in, our Lego plate, right, where we can put our boxes and stuff in. Now the container can be a lot of things. They can have a GTK box, which is what we've used in the code of ArcoLinux tweak tool, ArcoLinux tweak tool, the ArcoLinux logout, right, boxes. But I'll use the GTK fixed for now because that's interesting. It just fills it all up, and actually we got a new plate, like a Lego plate or a new red little thing where we built everything up. So this is my canvas, so to speak. I've got myself a container, and watch the left side always, what happens. Then we're gonna go and have a look what else can we have. So this is chosen, right, but we'll leave it alone for now. And in control we can have a button, and we say, okay, how does that look, a button? And you click. Check here. You can give a button a name, label with optional image, blah blah blah, right? You can design, and that's maybe something already we want to do right now, that is dragging things away. And I say, what? Now, since I'm an Adobe user, I have the reflex to go for a shift or a control or a control shift or a control alt and all the combos. When you press shift, you can actually drag this thing. Now, very late in my exploration of this application, I found we have something like similar like this here, right? These two, I don't know really what they are yet. I would think I know what it means icon-wise, but it's not. So I got myself a button. Now what's important is that you go through all of these things. I don't know half of them, right? But some of them I really wouldn't need at all. So you check it out. Maybe you like an image on a button, like a diskette or something to save the image of CD-ROM, something like that. Let's keep it just simple and plain. Packing can be set because you see it's 13 and 14, which is actually very silly, because 10 on 10 would seem much better to start off with. 10 from the top, 10 from the left, X and Y. Common, there's a lot of stuff, but also this is one we're going to use a lot. I don't know why they put it as default, but I don't think people would like a button that big, nor a label, nor all these guys are quite big. So hide request, we say no, right? Make it smaller. That's one thing we're gonna do. And let's move it around again. You can move it like this, and maybe you saw other things like this one. So yeah, you can. And that's the width request. Control Z, dragging it just over here, because we want to do something like, I don't know, label. Click. Did you notice when clicking, nothing happened? Why? Look, there is no extra label. I need to click twice, then he knows. So first I selected GTK fixed, and then he knows, okay, it has to go in there. So now I've got my label, which is way too big. Click, and we have a label. We move it, or shift is much easier, to somewhere cozy. There is no alignment, there is no line to tell me I am aligned with the top of the other one. There is nothing. Calculate or visually. You have to say the position of 30 by 30. And this one also 30. In the hopes that this one aligns with that one. Okay. Now when I see this window, I already have oh, maybe we should save this thing. Right, save. What I'm gonna do is give you guys all the creations I've made. So all the trials and all the things and all the rubbish. It's a lot of rubbish, but it might help. Python delayed, studies, or should we put it in tutorials and make a new one and call it YouTube video and call it example 1. Oops. Save. So we're doing some exploration basically. So don't be afraid to keep on clicking on all kind of things, and I figure out things eventually, right? Click me. So this is your label. Your label is let us burn the ArcoLinux ISO. That will be one of our labels in due time. Now the GTK window can be looked at as well. So we're gonna call it H window. We could type it already now, but we're not gonna do that in these things, but that's for the programming later. We can have a client-side window decoration, which is what we're gonna use. A client-side window decoration gives us the possibility to add a GTK header bar at the top with 2 elements. One with a little nice logo, display image goes in there. Question mark is a beautiful icon. I'm gonna put something nice in there, like for instance the ArcoLinux logo. Okay. Second bit is a title, which can be something like the ArcoLinux application and then ArcoLinux app, right? I'll still have to think about that. And other possibilities. So if you, each time you select something, and I select them here, I stopped using this. I am always selecting here. So trust me on this one. go there. This is GTK image, and then you say, okay, what can I do? Icon size, can I do a button? Can I do a larger button? Oh, how will that look? That will look like with a bigger icon. It's a nice size for a logo from a distro. So all these things, right? Try it out, and yeah, sometimes you do wrong things and then it crashes. But remember, there's always a safe version here in the preferences it was on. So you just boot up again, restart the application better. That's that. Yes, I wanted to go to the window again and explain something in here as well. So remember all these things. These are not necessary right now. The signal will say call back to the application because somebody clicked here. So that's for later when we start programming, we need to add stuff like that. So back to the, you see my reflex, back to this one. And then top level, minimal, this is one we've chosen. Icon name, we can do it later. And resizable. If I do it like this, you know I am on DWM, of fork and CHADWM. And that's now the size, which is beautiful, of course. But maybe I would like to have it a different size. So you go back to packing, common, width request. I would like to have the width to 700 and the height request, that was the problem, 500. Right? Something like that. Have a look. Now I've created this, which is good, right? This is coming quite nicely. If we have a look at the other one, AAG, then we got something, an image. We can put always an image up here. We got a text. We need to have something else, and then hold and some buttons, and it keeps on repeating. Okay. So let's keep on going. We're not going to make a copy, but we are going to have a look from time to time and see what else we can figure out. Like, what did we see? So in the GTK fixed, there's a button, a label. So in the GTK fixed, I would like to have something else, some kind of drop down kind of thing, and it's called the combo box text. When I drag it here, I probably have to go to common, height request, stop doing that. Where are you? I believe we told it to be on 30. Otherwise you go check. This is always hidden, very strange, but it's there. And I wonder in size, height request, right? Stop doing that as well. Or you do it and you say 30, click 28, 30, wow. Always fun when you do typo. There he is. And start really making taking attention, or say looking at everything should be looking okay. Now as you see, it's spacing it over your window, because it's a fixed thing. It's not spacing really. It's not a box that is going to say here at the start do something and at the end do something. It really is you saying drag it to shift drag here. But again, this is so difficult, these points, you can't zoom in, so you need to check. Okay, 30, better. And then super Q again for me. You have this combo box, which is now again hidden, so make this always bigger so I can see what's going on. Click on this one, go to general. What can I do? Type here, I'm gonna order myself a pizza, or it's gonna be sushi, or it's gonna be a hamburger. All right. Oh, nice. Basically, it's ArcoLinux Excel. You select, you click, and ArcoLinux Excel is built. Okay, what else? There was this box, this checkbox, control. So GTK button done. GTK checkbox, let's do that one first. Where are you? There are toggle buttons here, check button. You can click this one here. You see GTK fixed is selected, nothing is added. Click again. Okay, 80. 80. Smaller. Packing 38. No, 30. And then you keep on looking at text. What you can say, I'm gonna burn the ISO. No, this was the hold one, right? The hold option in Alacrity in our application. So a label with an optional image. No image necessary. Just give me this. Now the hold makes more sense if we put it there. So you just move it around with shift drag. Again, the packing, I'm in luck, 30. But the size is probably not 30. Nope, it's not. 30 again. And then maybe Ctrl S. Let's save this already. The hold is not looking good. So a little bit to the side, which is better with the shift. Packing, there we go. 30. Save. Now, depending on this thing, this will get bigger. So you check out what you put in there. Because if you start typing long things, these things will adapt. Anything will adapt. So, okay, right? It's not visual. We can make it, don't think we can make it bigger. We can always try. That's something, I don't know what it is, this guy. This is visually bigger. That's something. But this one probably needs to go here. So I can make this like that. And then, whoa, it's almost good, right? A little bit more. A little bit more. It's quite close to it. Again, packing 34, 30. Let's check, 31, 30. It is the way it is. It's not Canva or Canvas, if you remember, or if you know that particular website. A beautiful way to design things. No lines to guide you, whether you're aligned or you're in the middle, there's nothing. But, right? But it's nice. What else? In our case, I think we're pretty much covered, unless I'm mistaken. Let's have a look. AAG, the elements that we're going to use are drop down, buttons, and this one we need to make again. So I think it's a GTK entry if I'm not mistaken. And this is go find a file, So it's gonna open that up. And again, another button. And all the rest are buttons. Okay, so the text here, and give me a file there. So in the GTK fixed, always go back to the top level. Where do you want to have it? Do you want to have it here? Do you want to have it here? You can close this. Well, close, you can do it like that. And you see in this one, I would like to have, and there you go. I like to have a switch. That's nice. But let's go for the things we need now, right now for our tool. And then in the next video, maybe add some more things. So, oh yeah, watch out with the scrolling. I mean, sometimes the scrolling goes on, right? And you think it's not there. It is, it's just down there. And watch out for not being it alphabetically. B, E, S, S, T, C, I mean, right? Why? Enfin, you find your stuff, but it's not okay. So the GTK, what would it be? I think GTK entry it's called, if I'm not mistaken. So GTK entry, let's try. So this thing, again, right? Go to common, don't do that. Make this bigger. So shift, something like that. I made it very long, that one. And there was a label in front of it. So the label goes here, twice, clicking twice, 80. What line are we? I don't know. So we'll have a look. So it's 30-ish. Exactly 30, no issues. And I don't know, 170. Let's see if we put everything there on line 170. The y-axis. We've got this. What's this? Label, blah blah blah. And then we are going to put the path of something in here. But how do we do that? Let me think about the name, because I have not prepared this. It's gonna be something to find the file. And I would do, yeah, not that. I would do it here somewhere. Model button, combo text. File chooser button. And display. Let's see what the file chooser button is. One click, and yes, you know the drill by now. 80, make it smaller. This was on line 170, so this one goes on line 170. And let's see what this thing is. That seems to be the right one. So you go and select whatever you want, and then you have to tell if you select something, I don't know, it will do something like that. Then go put the path in here. Now I'm gonna pause the video because I want to be really sure that it is exactly that widget that we've taken. So the GTK file chooser feels a bit different, but that's maybe because the file chooser button can be designed, and I never designed it before. There's a title, a dialogue. I think we choose something else. Let me check. I thought as much. Let me share you the code. So we told him if we click on a button, so we have an entry, so that's okay, that's the same. If we click on the button with ... go on find path, it goes here, and we're going to use a file chooser dialog. So basically another one of those guys, file chooser dialog. This one is going to open up. So that's why it feels different for me, because it's actually different. Doesn't really matter. We're just exploring. What else do we have? Shall I put this in this video? Let's see at the timing. 24 minutes. Okay. So there are many things we'll not use, or maybe you have to figure out yourself and look for some videos so you can explain things. There's also a search entry, spin button, toggle button might be interesting to have a button that toggles on and off. Let's do at least the 80 off and have a look. So click, it stays on, click, it stays off. What I find also interesting and maybe also complex is the radio button. We've got already a check button, and you know it's either on or off, simple as that. But here you can say, well, as a dessert, Control C, Control V. No, we can't do that. As another GTK button, Control radio button, yes, another one. If we put this one, general radio button. So for drink, you either will take wine or you will take beer. There's no other choice, right? Wine or beer. And how was that again? You need to tell them that they're connected with each other. So you go to one of those by clicking here, right? Keep the same thing always to the left. And then you have a look. What was it again? What can we do with a widget like this? Is it in group? It was in group. You say to them, group that one with each other. So link those two with each other. If we link that to each other, we can say it's either wine or beer. You can't have both. Boom, right? Your choice. So that's linked, and now it's one of the two. And later you have a button to save or to send or do anything with this information. Okay. That took me a while to figure out that there was this grouping little thing there. The menu button, no. Lockdown button, no. GTK switch is interesting. So either it's on or it's off. Either it's on or it's off. We have an application called SoftwareM. If we click, it says sudo pacman -s. If we click, it says sudo pacman -r. Installation, removal, installation, removal. So, ideas for you. What else? The stack switcher I'm going to explain in another video. That's very specific. Maybe a link button. Maybe you would like to put something about, or in this case we go to gladegnome.org and you say help or about or who are we or who made this or credits or something, and you go click here and we've got this little link that says okay, up and off you go. We end up in a website that's not working. Hey, Glade. Then what else? Scale and all that is very specific, very a GTK image maybe, right? At the top or at the bottom, maybe somewhere a little logo that you say this time around we're not gonna take these things. This time around I'm gonna go for file name, gonna grab my logo which you put somewhere inside that folder, and that's the package that you're gonna release. Or you have a distro and there's always this particular path where you have a bunch of your logos but in all sizes, and you go and grab the correct size for yourself. In our case we have the ArcoLinux logo, and we have all these, right? We have a lot of ArcoLinux logos, all kinds of things, vertical dark arch logos, and we have all kind of ArcoLinux logos. And here's a very small one, here's a normal one. Let's take 64, and that's what you get. Nice. It feels actually quite okay. The only thing I need to do is align them, and everything is aligned a little bit more, and then maybe write down and say okay, this is the first line I get, that's the second line I get, so this one needs to go on that line, and so on and so on. This one needs to go on that line. There's no help, you just type the numbers. Keep on dragging, right? Oh, that's my mistake. I want to drag you, not click you, and I can't. So this time around I'm gonna say go grab this thing. Now he's gonna drag it. So you know what to do. Packing 3773 and 30. That's there. So I check this one, 170, 172, 170. This one. So this one is 7273. Was it 733? 773, Eric. 773. And there you go. But actually it's not aligned. Yeah, it's, well, let's have a look. Maybe you'd like to have it here somewhere. But that's the minute details for you to figure out where to put it exactly. Then text view, tree view, progress bar, level bar, all kind of difficult things. But for me, I think it ends here for the elements that we need for now. And we'll find out how it all works, if it all works. And the switches, yes. And my advice is always keep testing, keep playing. There's also other containers, keep playing with those. I've done really strange things, and they're all in files. I recorded them all. I'll share them in a .gz probably inside the application itself, called examples or something, because there is almost none information, great examples from other people, which I find very strange. But okay, I'll share mine and see how it goes. Next video is more a stack. I'm gonna explain what stacking is. All right, cheers.